When my wife walked through the front door that evening, everything about her seemed normal. She smiled, placed her purse on the counter, and casually asked how my day had been. But I wasn't in the mood for small talk. I had been sitting with the same photos for hours, staring at them, heart pounding, mind spinning. I waited until she settled down on the sofa, and then I stood in front of her silently, holding the printed pictures in my hand. Without saying a word, I handed them to her. She looked confused for a second, then took them with a slight smile, like she thought it was a surprise. But as her eyes scanned the first photo, the smile dropped. I asked her quietly, "Can you tell me what this is?" Her face froze instantly. There was a long silence. The photos were clear, her with another man, walking out of a hotel. Different angles, different days. Not just one-time proof. Her hands trembled as she held them, her mouth opened like she wanted to speak, but no words came out. She finally looked up at me, and her eyes were already full of tears. "Where did you get these?" she asked in a whisper. I didn't answer. I just stared at her, waiting, hoping she might deny it, give me some explanation, even a lie. But she didn't. Instead, she lowered her head and let the pictures fall to the ground. I felt something in my chest crack, but I kept my face calm. "I followed my gut," I said. "For months, I felt something was wrong. You were distant. Your phone was always locked. You'd come home late without a real reason. So I hired someone. And this is what he found." Tears rolled down her cheeks, but she didn't try to reach for me. She didn't say sorry. She didn't beg. She just sat there, ashamed, broken, caught. I think a part of me wanted her to fight for us, to say it was a mistake, to beg me not to leave. But she didn't. I asked again, more firmly, "How long?" She hesitated, then said, "Almost a year." That hit me harder than the photos ever could. A year. A whole year of lies, of pretending, of sleeping next to me like nothing was wrong. "Do you love him?" I asked. She shook her head. "No," she said. "It wasn't about love. That made it worse. If it wasn't love, then what was it? Lust? Boredom? A need for attention?" She didn't have an answer for that. I walked into the kitchen, grabbed the envelope I had prepared earlier, and handed it to her. "These are the divorce papers," I said. "They've been ready for a while. I just needed the truth before I signed them." Her hands shook again as she held the envelope. She begged me then, for the first time. Not to stay, but for time, to explain, to talk, to apologize properly. But it was too late. I had spent too many nights wondering, doubting myself, questioning my worth. I couldn't go through that again. I packed a small bag and left the house. I didn't even know where I was going, just that I couldn't stay there another second. I spent the night at my brother's place, silent, numb, and exhausted. Over the next few days, she sent messages. Long ones. Emotional ones. She tried to explain everything, how she had felt lost, how she didn't mean to hurt me, how she still loved me. But I couldn't believe any of it anymore. Trust once broken doesn't fix with words. It shatters, quietly and completely. I used to believe we had something unbreakable. Now I realize I was the only one holding on. Even months later, I still think about that moment, when I handed her those photos and saw her world collapse. It wasn't satisfaction I felt. It was grief. Grief for a love that had slowly died without me noticing. Healing takes time. Some days are harder than others. But I remind myself daily, I deserved honesty. I deserved loyalty. And one day, I'll find someone who values those things the way I do.